to do the green Tara initiation. So most of you're quite familiar with green Tara, and no need of too much explanation about green Tara. So anyway, Tara Devi is deity, goddess, and Tara means liberator. So liberator, freer. So this goddess can help us make free from any kinds of suffering, any kinds of problems, any kinds of fear, any kinds of sicknesses. So therefore, she is called Tara. Tara means liberator. So she can liberate us from all kinds of problems. That's why she is called Tara, liberator. So now, many eons ago, many eons ago, hundreds of thousands of eons ago, there was one Buddha in India, and one in a kingdom. So the king invited all the Buddhas and his disciples, and for months and months, the king hosted all Buddha and all his disciples. Most of the disciples are arahants. Arahants means who are already liberated from samsara, and bodhisattvas are also there. So that time the princess, I don't remember the name of the princess. So the princess was very kind to the people under their kingdom. So she was helping all the poor people in the kingdom, and she was also practicing Dharma with the Buddha and other disciples. And then she became very qualified, and she generated bodhi mind, bodhicitta. And then all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, they all told this princess that you have accumulated huge amount of merit. So now you make the dedication. Whatever you want, it will come true. If you want a bigger kingdom, or if you want to go to a pure land, whatever wishes you want to make, we will help you for your dedication, and any kinds of wish you make will come true. And then the princess said, I don't need nothing for myself. I want to liberate all sentient beings. And that too, with being as a female, I would like to have all sentient beings to liberate. So I have seen so far so many Buddhas who became so many practitioners, so many disciples, they became Buddha, but they all are in form of male. So I would like to remain in female form. Even when I become Buddha, I will remain in female form, and I will help all sentient beings till all sentient beings be enlightened. So that was her prayer, her wish. And then all the Buddhas really admired at his wish, at her wish, admired at her wish, and the Buddhas also, Buddha and Bodhisattvas, they all made wish that the wishes that made by this princess must come true. So it it materialized. When she became Buddha, it materialized and she remained always in female form and have all sentient beings. And that is liberator goddess. Liberator goddess. That is Tara Devi, means liberator goddess. And on top of that, Tara, now when he became Buddha, and then whosoever they become Buddha, they merges into all the Buddhas, become one. There can be different appearances, there can be different manifestations, but in nature they are all one, they are all one. So, so Tara, Goddess Tara is a form that is a form of all a form of the activities of all Buddhas, countless Buddhas. The Buddha's activities put together and appear in a form that is Tara. So that's why we pray to Tara. All the actions will be accomplished very soon. That is the reason why we pray to Tara to get our wishes come true and to accomplish our works faster. How it comes? Because she is the form of all the activities of Buddhas. You might know what are the activities of Buddha. So Buddha has nothing to do but to help all beings all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So Buddha, they have nothing, Buddhas, they don't need anything for themselves. So they are fully enlightened, they are liberated, they are in meditation. There's nothing that they need anymore. So the activities of Buddha is just to help all beings in every possible way. To help all beings in every possible way. That is Buddha's activity. So the Buddha's activity is put together, that is Tara Goddess, There are many, because of that, you might have read in the prayer that the benefits of praying Tara Goddess. The benefits. What are the benefits? So if you you might have the translation in the book. If you recite Tara prayer 2 times, 3 times, and 7 times. 2 times, 3 times, and 7 times, then your all wishes be fulfilled, and your all wishes will be fulfilled. So if you want the sun, you will get sun. If you want wealth, you will get wealth, and all your wishes be fulfilled. That is mentioned in the prayer, which explains the benefits of the prayer, right? At the end. So how to recite the prayer? So we have to, of course, we have to pray with proper motivation, and we have to pray sincerely. And for example, if you want to hurt your enemy, and you make prayers to please help me to harm my enemy, so maybe Tara Goddess will not help you. That is not fair. But if you want the sun, if you want enough to live, this is fair. This is fair. So that kind of worldly wishes also can be fulfilled. So that is 2 times, 3 times, and 7 times. So how to you recite? There's different explanations how to, because in the Tantra it says certain Torah Lamachin. If you do the prayer in the early morning, that is a down time, right? Dawn time. Dawna. Okay, dawn time. And then Sir is in the evening, late evening time, before midnight. If you remember her, then you will be protected from all kinds of fear that you might have read in the book. Parent yore, abula du yore, abula du yoba, so no, you can see later. It is in the book. I'm just making sure whether translation is there or not. So Geshe-la says there's translation. So you can see the translation of the beneficial. Then in the evening, and then sometimes when we make the puja, the ritual of Tara. So normally we make the Tara puja with offerings and compassion, purification and so forth, and then 2 times and 3 times and 7 times. So in Tantra, sometimes it says that you have to recite the long prayer, of course. Long prayer 7 times at a time. And you divide 24 hours in 6 sessions. 3 in daytime and 3 in night time. So that is, in dawn time, and then morning, and then midday time. Midday is not exactly midday. There's either half an hour before 12 or half an hour later 12. And then in the afternoon, late afternoon, and then in the evening, it's night time, then in the evening, and then late evening, and then midnight, that is again similar, after 12 or before 12, So 7 times is 6 sessions. That becomes 42 times of the prayer. 42 times in 24 hours. And you recite that prayer. And you pray. So that is how to pray to Goddess Tara to fulfill your wishes. So I thought maybe it is useful. It may be useful to you to know how to pray, how to make the prayer sincerely, seriously, So if you practice Dharma sincerely and seriously, then all the benefits that are mentioned in the text will come to you, will come to us. But we are lacking, of course. We lack sincerity. We lack seriousness. So we get some parts of the benefits, not the whole. Yeah. And also sometimes this question arises, for the practitioners, the real practitioners, sincere practitioners, because sometimes you practice Dharma sincerely, very seriously, and year by year, still you are suffering, and then you get tired, and then you think, I've been practicing Dharma very sincerely and seriously. still I'm suffering. And you look at other people and they don't do Dharma practice, and they're flourishing, and they're becoming richer, and they get success in their business, and they get all kinds of success in their business or whatever they do. Very good luck. We can see that. So why it is in that way? Why it comes in that way? It is not fair. It is not fair. We think, many people can think in that way. So we have to know why it is happening to us. Why it can happen. It is not. It has happened. It is happening. So it can happen to you also. So that is in Diamond Sutra. Diamond Sutra is quite famous in Chinese tradition, right? Yeah, Diamond Sutra. It is mentioned how if you practice perfection wisdom, or if you recite the perfection wisdom text, and if you hear the perfection wisdom text, then you accumulate huge amount of merit. That is, maybe you cannot count them. It is too huge. Like Buddha said, you can count the sands, the atoms of the sands. The tiny little sands on the beach. It's a huge. You cannot count actually. But he said you can count the sands, each sand of the beach, but you cannot measure the merit that you have accumulated by hearing, reciting this the sutra of the Diamond Sutra. He said that in that sutra. And at the same time he said, the practitioner, the believer will suffer. They will suffer. They will suffer more and more and more. So he has mentioned that in Dharma Sutra. So we must try to find out why Buddha said so. It is some kind of contradiction. On the one hand, you are accumulating huge amount, enormous, unbelievably enormous amount of merit you are accumulating. And on the other hand, as a result, you are suffering, and you will suffer more and more and more. Why? It's big, like a contradiction, So, so that you must analyze why is it so. The karmic system, the causality, and so forth. So this is because, in brief, I can explain in brief, because you have accumulated huge amount of merit. So your bad actions, bad karma is becoming very light. It's becoming very light. We have, right from beginningless time, we have been accumulating bad karma. And this life also, since right from the beginning we were born. From then to now, we have been accumulating a huge amount of bad karma. So they are being purified, and they are becoming lighter and lighter. And maybe at the end you have very tiny little bad actions are left. So that actually the bad heavy actions, the result of bad heavy actions, if it is a huge, the result should be hell. If it is a middle amount, then the result should be a hungry ghost realm, take birth in hungry ghost realm, right? Even if it is a smaller amount of bad action, the result should be animal realm. But now your bad karma has become so little that cannot give you the result of these lower realms. It is impossible. It's too little. So your that this bad karma is ripening, and you get some kind of suffering like headache, stomach ache, some bad luck kinds of, and you will suffer a little bit, and then the whole bad karma will be finished. So that is how he said you will suffer and more suffer. So in human, it is if you are sick and you can't do too much, then it is considered very bad luck and very suffering. But compared to hell realm and hunger ghost realm and what do you call that, animal realm, it is nothing. It is the suffering is nothing, compared to those sufferings. So there's in India earlier there was a monk. This is a nice story. You might have heard. I might have told earlier also, but I can repeat it. For maybe some new people are here. One monk was sleeping, and then and in the middle of night, half sleep and half dreaming kind of, and then he got thirsty, and he was suffering thirsty, and then he got up. And in India, those days, early ancient time, we don't have refrigerators, so we put water in the clay pot, like takota. I don't know what you call that clay pot. So you put water in clay pot, and then you put some sand, and in the middle you put the pot. So it remains cool. The water remains cool, pretty cold. So then he has that pot, and he looked for that pot, and then he tries to drink, but the pot was empty. And then he couldn't stand that, so he left out of. He couldn't stand his thirsty, so he left out of his room and he went out. And near his house there's a river. He put his robes and then he went out. And then there's a river. So he went to the river. When he get to the river was not there. It was dry. It was dry. So at the edge of the river, across the river there's a tree. So he put his the yellow rope on the tree, and then he took a rest, and then he couldn't get the water, and he come back and he went back to bed. And in the morning when he woke up, and then he recalled his suffering in a day during the night. And it was half sleep and half dream. So, and then he went to look at the pot, and he looked at the pot, and there was water. The pot was filled with water. And then he went out. There's a river also. It was not dry. But across the river, he saw his robe, which he forgot to take back, So it was half dream and half sleep, but it is true and half true and half dream, So he suffered the whole night, maybe 2-3 hours, thirsty. Because he has a karma to take birth in hungry ghost. And then he practiced Dharma, that became very light. So he suffered that much in a dream, and the karma is finished. The karma is gone. Now no more he has to suffer. So that kind of things can happen, So if you really understand the karma and causality, how it works, then only you can understand why, if you are suffering, why you are suffering. If you are happy, why you are happy. Now people like, in my place also people ask questions like that. They think, I've done nothing wrong in my life. So I'm sick and always unhealthy and so forth. So I said, it is, as I just mentioned, there's one butcher in our area. So he kills. Killing action is considered one of the heaviest action, even if you kill any kinds of animal. You don't have to kill humans. The killing action is the heaviest. So that's why when we count non-virtuous actions and bodily non-virtuous actions, when we count bodily non-virtuous actions, first the Buddha counted killing action. Why it comes first? Because it is the heaviest action among the three bodily actions. It's the heaviest. So therefore, it is counted at the first. Right? So killing. So now the butcher, at least 10 to, our area is a small area. It's populated with only 6,000-7,000 people. People who have been to Spiti, many of you have been there, right? So a very small population. So at least this Indian guy, butcher, he kills goat or sheep 7 to 8 a day, and sometimes 10 to 15 a day. So he kills. And now he has been there now 20-30 years. And at the beginning he was a poor, and now he became quite rich, very rich rather. He has a big house in his native place in India, and he has got big house, several cars, and his sons are enjoying also cars and big houses. So he became very rich, and we never heard he was sick. He is still healthy. So you see, he's accumulating huge amount of, and one killing action, complete killing action, one complete killing action can lead you to have realm. So this is so many. So why is it so? Because his bad action is huge. Huge. So it cannot be ripening in human realm. Human realm suffering, at most, what is human realm suffering in human realm is get into jail or become sick. Maybe you suffer from cancer or bad cancer or something like that. Nothing more than that. You can suffer. So this huge suffering in human realm is so little for him. So it cannot be ripening in this human form. It is impossible. It is impossible. Right? You understand that? It's impossible. So it's a karmic system. According to the causality, so he should get the result of his actions. But this action cannot give the result in this realm, because this realm is not for that. So he has got earlier good actions. So the result of good actions are advanced and getting exhausted in this life. This life is very short. We think it's maybe quite a long life, but it's at most 100 years. And 100 years is, when you are very young, maybe 100 years is quite long. But when you become 30, 40, 50 years old, time flies, time passes very fast. 10 years, how you passed the last 10 years, or maybe you don't know how it passed. those 10 years. So 10 years flies so fast. So likewise, 20 years, 30 years, we'll finish very soon. So our life is very short. So within this life, he is getting all that good actions exhausted, and then it will be difficult to come out in the future, because he's so it is to understand this, you have to study causality. It is very important, and the causality is the foundation of Buddhist teaching. If you want to know Buddha Dharma, then you must know about causality, the cause and effect system, how it works, why it is like that. So you should develop faith, real faith, belief in causality. So maybe we can discuss some other time. We have to, because anyway, so so the Tara, goddess Tara. So goddess Tara is the deity of activities. So it is very helpful for us to pray to goddess Tara for this life and lives to come also. So in Kadamba tradition, you know this Atisha. Atisha came from Nalanda University to restore Buddha Dharma in Tibet in 10th century, and then he from him there's a lineage that is called Kadamba tradition, old Kadamba tradition. So the Tara, Girin Tara, is the main deity of old Kadamba tradition. The old Kadamba tradition, they mainly practice Lamrim and mind training. Lamrim, the stages to enlightenment. That is Lamrim, stages to the enlightenment. And mind training. So that is their main practice. And their main deity is Girintara. So we must also follow their practice, because if we follow Kadamba tradition, particularly Tsongkhapa, the Guru Tsongkhapa, his tradition is the new Kadamba tradition. His tradition is new Kadamba tradition, because he follow the tradition of Atisha. He followed the tradition of Domtempa, the son, the main principal disciple of Atisha in Tibet is Domtempa. And there are so many geshes afterwards, after Domtempa. So if we follow the tradition of Guru Tsongkhapa, we follow the tradition of Atisha, then we should practice, we should take Girintara as our deity. And there are many forms. We all know 21 taras over there. It's hanged over there. 21 taras. But 21 tara is also, it is very difficult to understand all the tantra of tara and devotees, because it's huge. So 21 different kinds of taras for different activities, but you don't need them all, because one Girin Tara can do all the activities, like peaceful activities, increasing activities, the empowerment activities, and then wrathful activities. All the activities can be done through praying to Girin Tara. And in Tantra there are about 900 different Tara deities, 900. So it is very difficult to know each and every one of Tara deities. So today we are doing Girin Tara, with this two entourage, two deities, two female deities. And this green Tara is called Sengdeng Nagi Dharma. That is Sengdeng is a tree, a particular tree. So Sengdeng Nagi Dharma. So Sengdeng forest Tara. That is Sengdeng. Na means forest. Now the English word for this particular tree I don't know. So Sengdeng is the name of the tree, and that forest, maybe he appeared in that forest, So Sengdeng Nai, the Sengdeng forest Tara, and giving Tara. So I have received this lineage from my own Guru Chebsi Khesula Rinpoche, and we have displayed 3 colored Thomas on the mandala in front of us, and that represents the forest, Sengdeng forest green Tara, and then his 2 entourage or 2 assistants, that is at the right hand of the green Tara,